Ooh, what's going on YouTube? This is Frank the Tank, and I am back with another MLB The Show 15 video. And this is my first video here on YouTube. I'm a longtime gamer and baseball fan, sports fan all around, and I finally decided to combine my hobbies and start a YouTube channel. I couldn't be more excited to be doing this. Just got all the equipment in last week, so we are going to start. And we're going to start by posting some MLB The Show. Baseball is my favorite sport. But with this channel, you're going to see a lot of Madden videos. Not so much Madden 15, but in the fall, when in August when Madden 16 comes out, we're going to do some NBA basketball, 2K basketball. Really great game, really good graphics, really fun to play. Maybe some NHL. But for the spring and the summer, we're going to do a lot of MLB The Show. And we're going to start by starting a Pirates franchise. I'm from Pittsburgh. Pirates are my favorite team. I just downloaded the Operation Sports Forums full minors rosters. Has, the whole 40-man roster, the whole AAA roster, AA roster, all the players. If you haven't been to Operation Sports, they make these rosters. They create the players. They upload it to the vault so you can go and download it. And if you're a huge baseball fan, if you know a lot of the minor league players, they do a tremendous job. And that's the rosters that I'm going to use for this franchise. So we're going to jump right into this. We're going to keep GM contracts on. That's new this year. Different goals they want you to accomplish as the GM. I think we go back, we'll see our GM goals are to finish over 500, which is the yearly goal. And the contract goal is to reach the postseason. So they want us to finish over 500 for this season and reach the postseason within that 3 years. As you can see up at the top, GM contracts are 3 years long. So I'm assuming if we don't finish over 500 this year, the GM will be fired, which I guess we're the GM. So we're going to keep that on. We'll keep fantasy draft off. I do like to have fantasy draft franchises. Maybe I will bring one of those to the channel. I probably will. I have a couple going right now. But if I'm going to post on the channel, it'll be something new. And you'll see every part of it, down from the draft to the trades and whatnot. You could have legend free agents this year. I mess with that a little bit. That's kind of fun. Not something we're going to do for this particular series, but that's just an option this year. We are going to turn instant trades on. I don't like going back to the screen and simulating a day or two just to see if they accept the trade or not. I don't plan on doing a lot of trades. But I do want to do one major trade and maybe some smaller trades just to build some of our weaknesses. We will keep the budgets on. We will play with a budget. There is no salary cap in baseball, but the budget's in franchise mode. Lets you know how much your team has to spend and kind of works like a cap. So that's pretty good. Make it more realistic. And we will keep the designated hitter on auto. What that means is there will be no designated hitter in the National League, but there will be one if we play in American League stadiums. And we'll jump right in. And now the interface this year, a lot more user-friendly. You see everything where, you can go to the calendar, or you can just jump into your next game. Updates from around the league, and that changes. You can go up and down. You see the standings. Our GM goals, yearly goal, finish over 500. We saw this already and reach the postseason in 3 years, which I think we can definitely do. If we look at our budget, we have a $98 million budget, which is pretty good. $74 million of that being dedicated to player salary, which gives us about $10.5 million to work with. So we can definitely make a couple moves. Sponsorships, before we start the season, we'll get into that. We'll just do it right now. You get into the Diamond Dynasty mode, which we will have some of that on this channel. We'll have some Road to the Show stuff. But you open those packs, and in those packs you can get these sponsorships. So you could put these in your game. They go from common to silver to gold, and there's some diamond ones. And what this does is, I didn't understand this at first, so I had to actually watch a video on it. But if I pick this Franklin Gold sponsorship, every base I steal will give us $20,000 towards our budget for that year. So if I go to this one and put the $30,000 per win, and we'll go over here and we'll do we'll do 10,000 per home run. And let's just hope we hit a lot of home runs. So that's new. That's something cool this year. And in this first video, what we're going to do is we're going to check out the roster, go over a couple things, see who we want where, if we want to make any kind of moves, and just see where we stand as an organization. So we'll start with our pitching staff. Garrett Cole is going to be the ace of our staff. He's an 86 overall, A potential. Great stats, in real life for the Pirates, he's the future of the pitching staff. We only have him signed one more year for $1.6 million, so I'm not quite sure how the contracts work. We'll see if maybe we can negotiate with him during the season, offer him an extension, which we definitely want to do. But he's going to be our ace. Liriano, he's on here for $6 million a year, which is significantly less than what he makes in real life. I think he's around $13 million right now for the Pirates per season, so that's not too bad. AJ Burnett, 38 years old. He's a good pitcher, 80 overall, but he's $10 million a year. And, we have Jeff Locke, who's significantly cheaper. Charlie Morton, he's only 74, but he's a lot cheaper. Vance Worley, he's a lot cheaper as well. Burnett might be one of those guys that could be worth moving if we could get the right deal. Maybe add somebody younger and clear up, $7-8 million if we can get the right deal. One move I am going to make is I'm going to put Brandon Compton on the Class A team. And the only reason I'm doing that is because he's out for the season in real life this year. He had Tommy John surgery, or is having Tommy John surgery, so we're going to keep him out just to start the season. But if any other players get injured throughout the year, we will keep them on the roster. We're not going to move that. I just wanted to do that since it is confirmed that he will be out for the season. But we got some good depth on the pitching staff. Jamison Tyone, our top prospect, 73 overall with an A potential. He'll definitely, I'll say he'll definitely get called up when we need him. We're going to start him in AAA just to get him some more experience, but he'll probably be up before long. Nick Kingham and Tyler Glasnow are our other two top pitching prospects. I don't really know why Kingham is rated higher than Glasnow. It seems that Glasnow in real life is significantly better than Kingham. But he is 21 compared to Kingham's 23. And he does have an A potential. But it'll be interesting to see how we can develop those guys. Not too much more down here. Clay Holmes, Mitch Keller both have B potentials. They're both in single A. I will probably bump Clay Holmes up to double A before we start the year, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Getting into the bullpen, Tony Watson's obviously going to be a staple of the bullpen. He's 81 overall on here, which I really don't understand. I think he should have been rated a little higher. He was one of the best relief pitchers in the MLB last year. But he's going to hold over the 8th inning for us for now. Bastardo came over from the Phillies in the offseason. Another lefty reliever. Jared Hughes, good sinker baller. He's been pitching well in real life. Lincoln and Liz, nothing too special about them. I do like John Holdscomb. I might have him start the year with the team. Archimedes Caminaro has been really good this year in real life for the Pirates. But something I noticed on here, he only has 78 velocity on the game. I don't really know how that's going to translate to him as far as his pitch speed goes in-game. But, this year he's been hitting 100 and 101 consistently. So I think his velocity should be bumped up a little bit. I really don't want to go in and change that myself, just because that kind of takes away from the game a little bit. But if you have any opinions on that, let me know in the comments section. That's something I would consider doing. But nothing really special down here. Mark Melanson's the closer. I'm not too hip to Melanson in real life. I don't know if I want him to be the closer on the game. I would really like Watson to be the closer, but I don't know. I'm not too sure about that yet. I'm going to think about that. So getting into our lineup, Francisco Cervelli is going to be our starting catcher. He's going to replace Russell Martin. Some big shoes to fill with how good Martin was last year. But Cervelli comes over from the Yankees in the Justin Wilson trade that happened this offseason. Tony Stewart, we're going to keep him in the majors this year. Hit really well in spring training. Didn't do too bad for the Pirates this year. They actually just sent him down to AAA the other day to make room for Chris Stewart. I'm pretty sure that's only because Sanchez has minor league options left and Stewart doesn't. Not a fan of Chris Stewart, so he's probably going to get shipped off somewhere. And he's not too expensive, but still, 33 years old, deep potential. There's really no room for him on our roster. Elias Diaz should be a little higher than C potential. He's one of the top prospects in the Pirates system as far as position players goes. And it might not be too long before we see him. But Reese McGuire, drafted 2013, he's the best catching prospect in the system, B potential. 49 overall in single A here, so it's going to be a while before we see him. Jumping to first base, Pedro Alvarez is going to start for us, but we will keep Corey Hart on the roster. He's been hitting pretty well in his limited appearances this year in real life so far, so we're going to keep him. Lambo, we're probably going to send him down. It's nice because he could play first base, left field, and right field. We'll see. 58 overall. I want to try to see if we can progress him a little bit in the minors before he could really make an impact for the club. And Josh Bell, pretty decent contact for how low his overall is. He does have a B potential. He's one of the best prospects in our system. So I'm looking forward to seeing how he develops. Neil Walker, of course, is going to start at second base for us. He's someone we're going to have to look into signing long term because he only has 1 year left on his contract. Had a great year last year. Alan Henson is our top prospect at middle infield. He was a shortstop. They're trying to transition him to second base, but he can play shortstop. 22 years old with a B potential and 67 overall was pretty nice. Third base, Josh Harrison just signed the big extension. Had a great year last year. Went from a backup utility guy to the starting third baseman and an all-star. A potential, great contact, decent power numbers, solid fielding. 72 speed isn't too bad, considering how they rank speed in this game. They tend to underrate speedy players. Harrison, I think he's a little faster than a 72, but it's not really a big deal. But he has his new contract on here, or something similar to his contract. He just signed an extension during the first series of the season, so he could sign it when we were playing the Reds in Cincinnati, his hometown. So yeah, we got him locked up for the next 4 years. And what's great about Harrison too is he could play third, second, short, left, and right, which it's nice for them to put all of that in here. So he is our starting third baseman for the time being, but if we make some moves, you never really know what's going to happen. So that's nice that he has the ability to play those positions. Jumping here to shortstop, Jordy Mercer is going to start for us. 74 overall C potential. And we do have Jung Ho Gong backing up Mercer. Pirates signed him in the offseason from the Korean Baseball League. Played great over there. Not sure how he's going to develop as a major league shortstop. But he plays first, second, third, and short also, so that's nice. B potential, not a huge fan of him. His contract is not similar to real life. Real life he signed 4 years, $11 million. But that's not too big of a deal. I don't know. I might look to move him. Not a big fan. I'd rather have, Mercer for the next few years. He only has 1 year left on his deal. And we have Cole Tucker waiting in the wings. He was a Pirates first-round pick in 2014. So, we do have a little bit of depth in the middle infield with Henson and Cole Tucker. Obviously Mercer and Walker ain't going anywhere for the time being. So we'll see about trading down. Left field, Starling Marte has an amazing contract on this game. He's locked up for 5 years at $1 million per season, so that's nice. And great power, 68, 97 contact, 96 speed, 84 fielding. B potential. He has the potential to be one of the best players in the game with these stats. So we'll continue to develop him. Andrew McCutchen, the star of the team, face of the franchise. 89 and 99 contact, great power numbers. 90 fielding, which is great. 75 arm strength is high for him. I don't think he has that strong of an arm. But what I hate about the show, and this happened in 2013, 14, and this year, his speed. They only give him 74 speed. Stealing 53, that's reasonable. He doesn't steal a lot of bases. He doesn't get that good at jumps. He's not that great as a base stealer. But even the range he covers in the outfield, running first to third, he's a lot faster than a 74 speed. And that's something I would like to go in and boost up. But again, let me know in the comments section how you feel about that. Not a huge deal for me. But, you know, just something that gets on my nerves. He has a decent contract. We have him locked up for the next 3 years. He is somebody that I would like to extend and, you know, give him the big-time contract that he deserves. But we'll get into that. Austin Meadows, one of the top prospects that we have. Obviously, it's going to be a while before he sees any action. B potential, probably should be an A potential. That's not really a big deal. And Gregory Polanco, he's going to start in right field for us. You know, one of the top prospects for the Pirates last season. They called him up around July. 23 years old, 75 overall, B potential. Good contact numbers, okay power numbers, decent speed, decent fielding. His arm strength should be a little higher. He has a cannon in right field. Fielding should probably be a little lower. He's made some blunders already this year. And he had a handful last year in his limited time. 1 year, $880,000. He's a player that we will look into extending. I would really like to keep this outfield intact for a while. Great potential out there. And that's probably the cornerstone of the franchise. So that's all we're going to do for this video. Next video, we're going to go over some possible trade situations. And we're really going to nail down our starting lineup and our pitching rotation, our bullpen. Mess with our AAA and AA a little bit. And then we'll get into some gameplay. So like I said, this is the first video for this channel. If you enjoy this, you know, give the video a like. Feel free to subscribe. I would like to produce consistent content. Ideally would like to do 1 video per day, but you know that might not be realistic for now. So we're gonna shoot for 3 to 5 per week. We're gonna keep going with this Pirates franchise. We're gonna jump into a road to the show, maybe do some Diamond Dynasty stuff, some pack openings, the kind of stuff you guys like to see. So yeah, please, drop a like if you enjoyed the video. Feel free to subscribe, and I'll be back.